हेलो गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। नमस्कार दोस्तों, वेंसडे लाइव में एक और वीडियो में आपका स्वागत है। आई होप यू गाइस आर डूइंग गुड। आशा कर रहा हूं कि आप लोग सब अच्छे हैं, हेल्दी हैं और मार्केट आपको इनफ अपॉर्चुनिटी दे रहा है कि आप इससे पैसा बना रहे हैं। So market has been extremely good. Last 1 year, last 1 month has been kind of relief rally. काफी अच्छा एक मार्केट ने एक डायरेक्शन दिया और आई एम श्योर जो मार्केट में लगे हुए हैं, डटे हुए हैं, you have been able to make money in the market. So I'm very happy that something has happened, worked good for all of us. So this is a very special video because आज जो मेरे साथ गेस्ट जुड़े, all of them, I would say they are master in trading psychology because all of them has such rich experience of market. और काफी हद तक मैं इन सब का फैन हूँ और मुझे मौका मिला इन सब के साथ फेस टू फेस रिकॉर्ड करने में. So all of them have given their best content to us in terms of understanding the broader piece of the market. So when we want to become traders, we always look at strategy, but we seldom talk about the temperament, the softer aspect of becoming a quality trader. तो आज के गेस्ट, आज मैं पूरा डेडिकेट करने वाला हूँ टेम्परामेंट, मेंटली कैसे स्ट्रांग किया जाए, अपने को कैसे बिल्ड किया जाए. And if I have to talk about temperament, I have to invite all these amazing guests who are there with me today. So let me just show you quickly who are there with me. Awesome. So we have Jitendder, Kaushik, P R Sundar, Ashu ji. Hello everyone.
Hi.
Hello,
Great to
hi.
be here, sir.
Hi.
Hello everyone. I hope you guys are able to hear me loud and clear. PR, how are you doing?
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
Fantastic. So thank you so much for joining me in this session and sharing your another round of wisdom with me after this amazing face to face which I created with all of you. And Kaushik is obviously now literally part of the internal family, so I always welcome him literally every day. Yeah. So the way we are going to have the structure of the discussion, and there is so much I can talk. और थोड़ा हिंदी में बात करेंगे, थोड़ा इंग्लिश में. PR is very comfortable in English, and I'm going to take as much from him on English side. Jitendra ji, English.
I'm comfortable in Hindi also, no problem.
Oh wow! So today we are going to have a lot of Hindi from PR. So let's take the best out of him. So the way I'm going to structure this, I'm going to take one of you at a time. थोड़ा मार्केट के बारे में बात करेंगे कि how is the market looking like right now, because you are there in the market all the time. So it's always important to take your view. And then we talk about trading psychology and how to prepare ourselves as a successful, consistent, profitable market participant. So let me start without any order of preference. Let me start with Jitendra ji, because he was the first one to log in. So I'm going to put other people out of the frame for the time being. And Jitendra ji, what do you think? Market में क्या हो रहा है अभी और क्या करना चाहिए?
So, sir, if you look at from the beginning of this year with the Ukraine-Russia war, we had a lot of ups and downs, lot of stop losses being hit. And traditionally, July has been a great month when it comes to positive returns. And we have rallied in such a good momentum from the lows of June. So July has given from 8 to 12% of returns, which has been fantastic. So it has brought back smiles to a lot of faces. And for the past 3 days, if you look at Nifty, if you look at the profile charts, it's consolidated where the POC and the VWAP all converging for the past 3 days at 1600, 320 odd levels. So that is one level which we are watching very carefully. And if it sustains those levels, we have a path open for another 700 to 800 points on the Nifty, which obviously won't come in a straight line because we've already been rallying, so fast. So one round of consolidation, and with hopefully once the RBI event is out of the window, we should continue this momentum onwards. So right now, US is doing an inversion. There's a yield inversion happening there. So more or less, currently the market is discounting the inflation. But yes, going forward, we have to look how much of the growth factor or the slowing of the growth is factored into the market. And quarterly wise, we had fantastic results from a lot of companies. So yes, let's look. So traditionally, the September quarter should be good. And if we don't fall and if we give a time-based consolidation also, that would be great going forward.
Sure. So, what is the expected duration of time-based consolidation? Because ये time correction बहुत important concept है. Generally हम लोग price correction पे focus करते हैं, but समय पे कोई focus नहीं करता है. तो इस तरह का market situation में कितना time typically market को चाहिए होता है एक time correction को complete करने में?
So see, typically, if we look at what has happened in the last 6 odd months, and if you go by what that cycle has done to in terms of the prices, so we haven't comparatively to other markets corrected that much or that deep, which essentially would have, and we all know that is because of the depth of the DIs and and the inflow which is happening in SIPs and everything. But currently, with FIs coming back, and if this momentum continues, I think next year, first quarter onwards, we should be looking coming out of this cyclic correction. If it does not happen, then we might, I'm saying this, I mean, because everything in markets is a probability, we might continue this consolidation. But it all, as they say, the markets changes behavior then faster than we can think actually. So we have to go with data. Right now, what July has done. So August, next week is also a lot of holidays, which is there with the RBI event also. And today Nancy ma'am has gone back to from Taiwan safely. So let's hope we continue this momentum and then perhaps in an upper wind from here, from 16,800 plus to 18,000, we enter into a broad phase of consolidation. And perhaps next year, then maybe if everything goes well, we are able to take those highs.
Okay, so that's pretty optimistic view as always, because I know that you are a perpetual optimistic person. So thank you. Now I would like to bring Ashu sir in this frame, and Jitendra, I'm going to just give you some break. So Ashu sir, I recorded face to face with you थोड़ी दिन पहले live नहीं किया अभी तक उसको, but इतना मजा आया आपके साथ बात करके, मतलब ऐसा लग रहा था कि बस एक चलता जाए, तो बहुत जल्दी उसको लाइव करेंगे. बट आशु सर, ट्रेडिंग साइकोलॉजी और मार्केट ये आपके अंदर में घूट घूट के भरा हुआ है. तो अभी आपको क्या लग रहा है मार्केट, और एक्चुअल में हम लोग को मार्केट सोचना चाहिए कि नहीं सोचना चाहिए?
नहीं, बिल्कुल सोचना चाहिए. एंड विवेक, इन कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ व्हाट जितेंद्र सेड and adding to the punchline which you mentioned, that trading psychology, this time, I mean, the long short ratio is so much under control that even if the Taiwan thing happens, I don't think so the fall would be that severe. See what has happened in the past, I mean the recent past, because of the huge complacency in the market, huge overbought position in the market, and everyone was ready to ignore everything, which in particular is Ukraine crisis. So if you remember, I mean, the entire world has gone wrong when it came to predicting Ukraine. I mean, not just the financial analyst or the capital market analyst. I mean, political analysts, defense analysts, you name any analyst in the world, that first this thing will not happen, the military action will not happen, it will not sustain for 2 days or 3 days. So I mean, we analysts go wrong in the market. I've seen the entire world has gone wrong when Ukraine crisis came into existence. And that is why the reaction was so swift, so sharp, so severe. And everyone was caught on the wrong foot. And there were 500, I mean, opening falls, which we have seen. Vis-a-vis now, I mean, when you are over-prepared for any event, and as Jitendra said, so I would totally agree, inflation, interest rate hike, everything, it is all priced in the current market situation. So even if consolidation or no consolidation, I don't see much downside in the market, because market is very, very evenly owned. Because we are saner after the incident, because we have burnt our fingers in Ukraine crisis, now because of the Taiwan fear, there's hardly any overbought situation. Also, we are on the higher end of the rally, in the rally or probably range, because we see normally these ranges are what, as is various basis, because we have seen 15,200 or 15,300, now we stand at 17,200, so it looks like we are at the higher end of the range. But range, I mean, the ranges are, I mean, they're born overnight, and probably in the next 15 days there could be a different range also. So all said and done, now I mean, as is various basis, we are very positive, and every every dip is to buy. Every dip is to buy. Normally, I am against selling puts, because every Six Sigma event is against selling puts. But last couple of weeks, the only trade I am suggesting people is that if you have missed this rally, and if you are circumspect that my rate will come or not come, simply sell the puts, whether it is stock or weekly options, and that is the best way to trade. And I think that trade is giving us good return. So overall, I am very positive on the market, purely that people are very cautious this time, because, and see, when the bull market terminates, or there's a sharp reaction to the bull market, so first people cut their position, and then every reversal they start reducing their position, and then on top of it they start going short. क्या बहुत हो गया मार्केट में, enough, इससे ऊपर क्या जाएगा, मतलब वो लॉजिक डिफाइंग. सो जैसे वो विवेक कहते हैं ना, इश्क में, मतलब इश्क करो तो पूरे दम से करो, तो मंदी भी करो पूरे दम से करो, तेजी भी करो पूरे दम से करो. And you should not doubt. I mean, you cannot nurse your doubts in the market. If you keep nursing your doubts, you'll never be able to make money in the market, either on the downside or on the upside also. So जब मंदी की तो भी दम से की, और तेजी करनी है तो भी दम से करनी है, विवेक, that is the only way. So one has to catch these macro themes. Those catching macro themes is very important. See, when we were complacent, when we were making money, when everything was going good, even the bigger drops were being ignored. We used to ignore the bigger drops also, that no, market is bound to go up. Now even a smaller drop, we get so jittery and we get out of the position that no, maybe I have bought it at a higher end of the range. So I would say the range can be redefined, the range can be revisited. There would be a different rewriting of the ranges. Currently, please don't nurse your doubts. Be on the long side. Every dip is to buy. So this is my overall theme in the current situation.
Awesome. So Ashu sir, it's not surprise for me to be fan of you now, because you use some lovely analogies to explain complex things in market in a very simple manner. So just hold on, I'll come back to you. Let me just go to PR now. So PR, we recorded face to face in September 2019. So it's been almost 3 years, and I have literally seen you growing in the market. And I strongly believe that anyone who grows in the market has to have a very strong temperament and a deep understanding of market. And we have been following you every morning and seeing your views, and literally living whole day with you. So now, I mean, it may be a repeat for you, and maybe repeat for us also to hear you and your market view, because I've heard you this morning and I know your view, but I still want to hear what do you think is going to happen in the market today, is now.
No. Just now when you said, you seems to be having a deep understanding. That is the problem with all the analysts. We all think that, we have a better understanding of the market as well as our wives, right? And both of them are totally wrong, right? So if I talk about a larger picture, okay, in 2008, when the Lehman Brothers collapse came, for every 1 billion sell by FIA, Nifty used to fall about 4 to 5%. But this time, FIAs have sold almost 1 billion every day.
Yeah.
Right? Despite that, markets did not fall much. Okay. There were two major differences I can see between Lehman Brothers collapse and this time. Number one, those days retail participation was very, very little. And this time, I can tell you, if not for the retail people, Nifty would have gone below 10,000, surely.
Yeah.
So there's a very strong appetite, from a lot of, like, we hear, so many new demat accounts being opened, monthly SIP crossing 12,000 crores, if SIP coming 12,000 crore, another 12,000 crore comes in some other route. So the domestic institutions have almost 1,000 crore to support the market on a day-to-day basis. So this is one major change. Second major change is that those days, as and when some FIA selling comes, the selling will be absorbed by the domestic institutions. And what happens when the market reverses to some extent, the domestic institutions will book the profits. Right? So it is always like when FIA sell DAA buy, when FIA buy DAA sell, right? But what has happened this time, okay, the huge selling by FIA The domestic institutions alone could not have saved the market. But what saved the market is actually money from pension fund and insurance fund, right? So those days, the insurance and pension fund money was much less compared to other institutions like mutual funds and so on. So this time, the huge money has flown from retail people and insurance and pension funds. So that is the reason why, even after market shot up more than 2000 points, but still when FIs turn net buyers, you don't see meaningful selling by the domestic institutions. Logically speaking, if somebody has supported the market at 15,200, should be selling now because they're sitting with a huge profit. Right? But that is not happening. That is because, the money comes from pension fund and national pension scheme also is there, pension fund and insurance. They don't have to, they're not liable to, to show their performance in the short term, right? So therefore, looking at things, always say barring unforeseen circumstances, and markets have bottomed out, okay, and then where the market will go tomorrow or next month, it's just like predicting in which direction my dog will move tomorrow, right? So the people say, weather cannot be predicted, but seasons can be predicted, right? So where the market will go tomorrow or day after tomorrow, those things are very, very difficult. But in the long term, okay, I would say if not bullish, but at least it is not bearish.
Okay, fair point.
So,
I mean, you are always realistic person.
right. Yeah. Otherwise, generally, like we are traders, we really don't need to know many things. I always say why I decided to be an option seller, because this is a game of stupids, right? So that I can excel, because I am the most stupid guy among the trading community. So that is the reasons why I'm flourishing like anything, right? So option selling is the only, you don't need anything actually, right? Yeah. So generally, that is my view of the market.
Sure. Thank you, PR. So I will get back to you on the trading psychology piece because I know that how important it is. It has paid to your journey as well. But let me go to our beloved Kaushik, a professor turned trader turned a team member, a very good team member, very interesting team member. So Kaushik, tell us what's your view of the market, because I see you pretty close to good predictions.
Yeah, hi sir. So I see that markets are bullish now, and you know that I focus more on Renko charts, which only plots price. So
Yeah.
based on that, I'm able to see that there is some exhaustion now, and I am also a huge fan of breadth that we have at Stockage app where we check breadth. So from the breadth also, I see that as of now the breadth is overbought broadly in the longer term time frame and shorter term time frame also. So breadth on the Renko charts are somewhere, the long term breadth are somewhere in neutral zone, but the short term breadth is in overbought. So in
Oh,
spite the markets are bullish, I'm waiting for a pullback because
okay.
genuinely as of now, if I have to build a long position now, the risk is not affordable. So I'm
Yeah.
waiting on sidelines and the ongoing long positions. I'm trailing my stop loss aggressively. So because I mean exhaustion doesn't mean reversal in trend. तो मेरा assumption यहाँ पे ये कि bullish है markets, बस अब एक pullback आएगा तो मैं और positions add करूँगा, or else I'll wait with whatever positions I have as of now. So
Okay,
that's my
that's
view.
fair point. So, different people with different view of the market, different duration views. Some are short-term positive, some are long-term positive. So that's why market exists, because everyone has their own opinion on the market, right? So
Right.
let me get every one of you in the frame together and let us talk about trading psychology. because this event, the Bangkok event, which we are conducting for 4 days, this event is going to be such a strong event for people who want to be preparing themselves mentally to become a very good trader. I mean, we are going to discuss strategies, but the idea of having such lovely expert panel, people who understand trading psychology quite well, having them, taking them there in Bangkok and learning from them, as well as spending a lot of time with them. The whole idea is to become mentally extremely strong, that even if market goes down or goes up, it should not matter, because trader ideally should make money in any market conditions. So that's the reason why we have these lovely gentlemen who will be there with us in Bangkok between 12th September to 16th September. It's going to be a great event. So जिन्होंने अभी तक नहीं बुक किया, आप कर लीजिए, बिकॉज अर्ली बर्ड खत्म होने वाला है. हम उसको 8 अगस्त से अर्ली बर्ड लास्ट करेंगे, उसके बाद प्राइसेस बढ़ जाएंगे. सो इफ यू वांट टू बी विथ अस, spend time with us, learn as well as become stronger person, definitely ये इवेंट में आपको साथ में रहना है. So now I want to talk about trading psychology, and you guys can volunteer based on your preference of answer. कि जब हम करते हैं तो कुछ लोगों के हाथ कांपते हैं, कुछ लोगों के दिल कांपता है, कुछ लोगों का माथा कांपता है. तो सच्ची बताइएगा, ट्रेडिंग किसके बस का है? Yeah,
So,
and PR, I want you to
Vivek,
answer in Hindi also whenever you can, because now
so
this is going to be Hindi conversation. तो ट्रेडिंग किसके बस का है? आशु जी, आप बता रहे हैं कुछ?
So Vivek, I think trading is something which is not very difficult. I mean, it is made to look and feel like difficult, but actually it is not difficult. It is the disciplines around trading which are more important. See, every time I say this, that I mean, we can talk a lot about during this session, or probably in Bangkok, or maybe another face to face. It is that
Yeah.
normally every trade, even the future trade or even the cash trade, I try to replace it with an in the money option. You know why? The reason for that is, it is not that it is that option would not lead you to. I mean, if you are on the wrong side of the trade, you will you will always obviously lose money. But it is not the loss which goes wrong, and which leads to the trading is wrong. It is the fear of loss, fear of unlimited loss. I think that is what I'm saying, that even if, for example, I just give you an example. Today, if Reliance is probably 2600, right? I would be any day comfortable if I want to buy Reliance. This is just an example, that I would buy a 2500 call, which will be probably 125 rupees or 150 rupees, for which end of the day to the future price I'm giving a premium of only 25, 30, 40 rupees. But the only thing psychologically which will help me, that tomorrow something happens to Taiwan and Reliance goes down by 200 rupees, it is not again those 200 rupees. It is next 400 rupees it can go down. That fear will square off my position. So the biggest psychology of trading is the fear of unlimited loss, which normally doesn't happen. But that fear, that is the biggest trading psychology which I work upon. So thanks to the futures and I mean this derivatives market, I always try to replace even the deep in the money, using deep in the money options to replace future trade. So there are so many trading psychologies, Vivek, we can talk. I mean, this is just one of the point which I wanted to highlight. It is the fear of unlimited loss, then the actual loss, which everybody feels that trading is a very bad preposition. But I am very fond of trading. I'm a big fan of trading. I hate long term. Long term is everybody is dead. Long term is to evade the responsibility and accountability. Long term, nobody will hold me accountable today if I talk. But if I say next 1 month what will happen, you will hold me responsible in Bangkok when we'll meet. But if I tell you what will happen after 6 years, I mean, nobody's going to remember. So I don't believe in long term at all. So trading is a delight. It is only the disciplines. I can talk about 10 disciplines, 12, 15. But I mean, in this forum, everyone has to speak. But this is one thing which I wanted to highlight.
सही है. Yeah, Jitendra ji.
So I continuing where Ashuji has left, I'll kind of say one thing which I've also said in my face-to-face interviews, that discipline Bhagwan che. So when it comes to essentially a derivative trader, discipline is one of the most paramount things which helps him survive. So we have a saying in the stock markets कि आदमी और stock market दोनों को एक ही जगह जाना है, वो है ऊपर. So which is what Ashuji has underlined also, that it's the cardinal truth actually. When you from the inception of the markets till now, the growth has been upwards, whether you take international markets or you take our markets. And this is where actually all of us have grown, because there's growth in the economy, there's growth in the companies we invest. There's a part of it which comes within the form of derivative tradings, जो हम लोग बदला व्यापार करते हैं, or options, whatever we do. So without discipline, I like to say, ये ना, ये आग का दरिया है और डूब के जाना है सनम. If you are not able to handle the flow, if you're not able to understand that what waters you are in, and if you're not able to manage it, so it becomes very tough for people to survive. The whole idea or gamut of so many people losing their money, like you'd say 98-99% retailers lose their money. But why? It's just that the mindset is not there. Secondly, the habit of doing your homework, prepping yourself, understanding what you are getting into is also not there. So along with discipline, if you understand certain things, you understand the mind with which you are working. Today we work with computers and everything, and also, but it's actually the mind. And as we discussed in face to face, it's just one tenth of an inch which takes these decisions while we are trading, which is known as the prefrontal cortex. So all this we will discuss in Bangkok. And there's another aspect which we will discuss, is the art of not losing money. I mean, something which you guys, people don't understand, that when you are doing derivative trading, like Ashuji says, you protect your capital first and then you think of profits later. And if you are in the right direction, you've studied and you're hedged and you're playing it safe, money follows. Problem happens, everybody wants to buy a Lamborghini the next day. We have so many people on splashing their large M2Ms and everything. People think it's easy, and especially during these last 2 COVID years, a lot of people have opened up their demat accounts. A lot of I mean, we get so many messages. There was this army gentleman, he said he's lost his entire pension. Then there's a student, he says, I want to do trading, I want to study. So we have to tell these guys, please understand, this is not the easiest business to be in. This is one of the most toughest business to be in. And the data, the environment, and the
Jitendra, sorry, I'm interrupting. Jitendra, sorry, I'm interrupting. I'm tempted to, barge in and say something. See,
please,
Jitendra,
please.
but the problem is that in every bull run, the fresh bull run, when it comes, it is the amateurs which make more money also. And that is something which I've experienced. Because, with the people, I would say particularly about me, the people like experience, that experience at times become baggage also, and it doesn't let you participate in that euphoria. So you lose out to making big money, and the big money is made by the amateurs. But that is another thing, that end result is that those amateurs only make lose more money what they make, because they don't pull that money out of the market. But the problem is that every time those amateurs make more money, and which at times defies the logic, and our experience becomes baggage at times.
So Ashuji, the simplest answer to this, it's as good as a coin toss or a roulette game. So somebody who's lucky enough or who's able to understand that. So when it comes to investing, sitting, as Warren Buffett says, and in sitting on good stocks, even if you have bought them accidentally, always gives fortune in the long run, because market upar hi jata hai. But when it comes to derivative tradings, where you're playing those weekly options, where we have 1 crore of open interest in nifty options nowadays weekly, which used to happen in monthly. Here, I met an IT guy who's such an intelligent guy. We were talking about psychology and mindset. And, I always say that I'm a turtle with a sniper rifle. So we were discussing, he says, an actual sniper shoots his bullet between 2 heartbeats. They are so well trained. So they will shoot that bullet when there's a gap between those heartbeats, so that deflection does not happen. That guy, such an incredibly intelligent guy, has lost, I can't even say that figure out of respect to him, but it's upwards of 50 lakhs in a short span of time. And, that is where I keep on telling people, it's not intelligence which is required for success in stock markets. It is emotional discipline which is more required. If intelligence was the key, we have so many intelligent and jugadu people in this country. We are all over the world now. And, maybe soon we'll have an Indian origin guy as the UK Prime Minister also. Take any country and we are there, and we are doing very well. But when it comes to stock market, an average intelligent guy with a strong discipline and strong emotional discipline and capital preservation tendency, when it comes to derivative trading, tends to do a little better. And as Ashuji said, when it comes to investing, so just to add to what Ashuji said, so 2019-20, when the bull run happened, a lot of people who had these stocks, who bought on stocks. In fact, I love Asian Paints as a stock, so I also recommended people to buy at 13,000-15,000, and they were ecstatic. But it is, as he also said, there's the same set of people who have not seen a bull market, or who have not seen a sharp pullback, or who have not seen a time-based correction. And this is where they actually don't understand what happens to them, because they've gotten a habit ki aaj liya aur kal it is up or bech diya, and that easy money comes in. So that easy money lure is what actually causes those losses in the long run.
Sure. So, Jitendra, as you were saying that हम लोग ने मचाया तो बहुत है. As Indians, I think there are multiple domains where we have done incredibly good in the in the overall global space. बट ट्रेडर के अंदर में बहुत ज़्यादा नाम नहीं है हमारा. तो हमारा इंटेंशन यही है कि दुनिया भर में कम से कम इंडिया से 100 ट्रेडर्स का नाम बने. और फेस टू फेस इज ऑल अबाउट आइडेंटिफाइंग दोज टैलेंट्स इन इंडिया एंड गिविंग देम दैट ग्लोबल प्लेटफॉर्म सो दैट दे कैन मेक अस फील प्राउड कि यार ये इंडिया में भी बहुत अच्छे ट्रेडर्स हैं जो ट्रेड कर रहे हैं. एंड टॉकिंग अबाउट ट्रेडर, वी हैव पी आर सुंदर हु इज डूइंग सो वेल. पी आर, हाउ कम यू आर सो कूल? Some people say that you don't trade. That's why you're so cool.
Okay. Yeah. The trollers will always be there. Right? In fact, I posted my live P&L report for the past 5 financial years. Right? So if anybody think that I'm not trading, I can give you a best offer. Okay. You come and explain the same thing to my income tax officials that I'm not trading, so that I don't have to pay the tax. Half of that tax money I can give it to you. Okay. So, honestly, if I have to answer your question, right, I'm just a trader. Okay. You ask me anything trading, I can answer, but you tell me how you are controlling your emotions, I'm not, what to say. I'm not an expert in all the field. I'm only good at trading, right? So, by the way, the simple advice I give it to all the people, okay, bring the money that you can afford to lose, okay? Even people like Jesse Livermore, okay, have committed suicide and they lost everything, okay? So, one black swan event can wipe out everything, right? The point here is that, there's a movie song in Tamil, even if I get the ocean of wealth, that won't go to my head, right? Even if that becomes a handful of water, that won't go to my heart, right? So, in one conference, some people were just criticizing me. And they were telling me, sir, the way you trade, one day I'm sure you will go to the roads, right? So I just replied, okay, even if I go to roads, I have nothing to lose because I came from there only, right? So my father was just an ordinary, unskilled worker, right? I came from a humble background, okay? 10 by 10 square foot, we were 10 people living, 8 children plus parents. Okay. So I have nothing to lose, right? So, but it doesn't mean that I'm bringing all my capital to trade. Okay. Today, even if I lose my entire capital that I have kept in the stock market, even if I lose everything, I still can maintain the same standard of living through other sources of income, right? So very simple. Okay, I bring the money that I can afford to lose, right? So then there's nothing to worry much about it.
Actually, these are such small points, such important hacks to become a successful trader. And you always get to know about it when you experience yourself. क्योंकि जब हम लोग आते हैं तो हमको लगता है कि मूविंग एवरेज क्रॉसवर्ड सिखा दो, एमएसीडी सिखा दो, रेंको सिखा दो, पैसे छप जाएंगे. बट फाइनली व्हेन एंड आई स्टार्टेड माय करियर एज एन एनालिस्ट, और जब एनालिस्ट था तो सब राइट होता था. फिर ट्रेडिंग करने उतरा तो समझ में आया कि भाई ये क्या हो रहा है मेरे साथ, मैं तो सब रॉन्ग कर रहा हूँ. तो
Vivek, to add
conviction.
Vivek, to add, I would definitely have to say one thing. I mean, you would definitely, like Jitendra has hundreds, and they will have 100 examples on all of us will have 100 examples that he has lost X money, she has lost Y money, and they have lost XYZ money. That's true. But I can bet my life, if we take a pool of 500 people who have lost money in the market collectively,
Hmm.
out of that 490, have they asked them that did they lose only money or did they make money also? Or 490 would have made money at some point in time. It is
Yeah,
not
yeah,
money making is difficult in this market, it is retaining money which is difficult in market. That retention
absolutely.
is very important. So the entire discipline is about the retention of the money. So I can bet that out of 500 people, if they say they've lost money, but some point of time they've all would have made money. If not 500, I'm saying 90% people would have made money. बट वो पैसा जब घर लेके नहीं जाते ना, दैट इनडिसिप्लिन और दैट डिसिप्लिन विच इज, I mean, it is something which bothers me a lot. That is the biggest discipline. I mean, as I said, that I can talk about 10, 15 disciplines which I follow and keep teaching and keep preaching. But the second one is that take money home, take money out of the table. And everybody thinks, like Sundar was saying, example, that bring that money which you can lose. I would say no. The money you can lose should be X, but the money you should bring for trading should be X, 10X, because that's margin. Margin is healthy, loss is unhealthy. So don't confuse margin with the loss. For derivatives trading, trade will go wrong. We can repair the trade also. And what do you mean need for repair? Margin. So margin is always healthy. And I give this example to I'm in the exact simile to playing casino also. I go to Delta Corp and I see वो रूले में 2,000 करके वो 5 बार डालेंगे and they will lose that money 10,000 rupees. But they will not put 10,000 at one go and trade के नहीं यार मैं पूरा spread bet बना के strategy बना के let me try multiple combinations so that even if I lose 2,000 rupees and there's another game which can bring back. So all I'm saying is this psychology is very important, which keep teaching people and telling people that margin is a healthy thing. Don't treat margin that if you are putting 15 lakhs for a 50 lakhs for a trade of 5 lakhs plus minus, that's the trade. The end result of the trade could be 2-3 lakhs plus minus, but the margin needed is 50 lakhs. Otherwise, you will keep bringing in 2.5 lakhs every time and you'll lose 10 times 25 lakhs, but you'll not bring 25 lakhs at one go. So this is also very important, Vivek.
Awesome. Awesome.
विवेक सर, अगर
Yes, Kaushik.
सभी के पॉइंट्स को अगर समराइज करना हो ना, तो एवरीथिंग कम्स डाउन टू गेम थियरी. ठीक है, गेम थियरी एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्सेप्ट है कि देयर इज अ फाइनाइट गेम, देयर इज अ इनफाइनाइट गेम. फाइनाइट गेम ये कहता है कि जितने टीम प्लेयर्स हैं वो सेम रहेंगे. जैसे कि फुटबॉल मैच है, 11 प्लेयर दोनों साइड में, कंडीशन सेम है और उसका एक फाइनाइट टाइम है. वो 90 मिनट खत्म हो जाएंगे, जिसने ज्यादा स्कोर बनाए वो जीता और एंड द अदर पर्सन लूजेस. तो फाइनाइट गेम की स्टोरी ये कि जहां पे हमें विनर डिसाइड करना है कि कौन जीतेगा. इनफाइनाइट गेम में उसका अंडरलाइन एजम्पशन है कि गेम चलते रहना चाहिए, चाहे वो कोई भी जीते, बट जब भी कोई बदल रहा है तो उसमें नए प्लेयर्स आते रहेंगे. तो जो मार्केट्स है वो इनफाइनाइट गेम है वेयर कंडीशंस आर नॉट इन योर कंट्रोल और आप हमेशा नया कैपिटल लेते होगे या तो आपको कोई रिप्लेस कर देगा, बट गेम चलता रहेगा. तो मार्केट्स आप देखोगे विथ और विदाउट यू, द मार्केट्स विल स्टे. तो अब आपकी कोशिश ये होनी चाहिए कि आप मार्केट में टिके रहो. सो यू आर फाइटिंग विथ फाइनाइट रिसोर्सेज विद अ इनफाइनाइट मशीनरी. तो आपको खुद का बचाव करना है. तो खुद को गेम में रखने के लिए फिर आपको ट्रेडिंग साइकोलॉजी और वो सारी चीजें करनी पड़ेंगी. जब आपको खेल समझ में आ जाए ना कि कौन सा खेल खेल रहे हो, आप फाइनाइट वाला खेल रहे हो, इनफाइनाइट वाला खेल रहे हो, आपका ट्रेडिंग साइकोलॉजी खुद बिल्ट हो जाता है. जब आपको पता है कि विद और विदाउट यू फॉर इन्फिनिटी मार्केट तो रहने वाला है, तो आपका कोशिश ये रहेगा कि मैं गेम में रहूं, क्योंकि जब सेंचुरी लगे तब मैं मार्केट में रहूं, जब निफ्टी ऑल टाइम हाई लगा है तब मैं मार्केट में रहूं. तो जब ये फिक्स हो जाता है ना, साइकोलॉजी सब एडजस्ट हो जाती है.
एकदम बहुत बहुत अमेजिंग एनालॉजी कौशिक, अमेजिंग. मतलब वैसे गेम से मुझे याद आया कि बैंकॉक के अंदर में हम आपके लिए एक गेम डिजाइन कर रहे हैं. सो बिकॉज आई कम फ्रॉम era of pit trading also, I have seen this during my younger days. जितेंद्र जी भी देखे होंगे, आशु जी भी देखे होंगे. तो so I've seen that shouting and other things happening. So we are trying to recreate that experience of pit trading with all our attendees. और उस पे क्या होने वाला है, the idea is to gauge that intent of the counterparty just by body language. और मैंने देखा है कि हमारे यहाँ जो पिट ट्रेडिंग ट्रेडर्स पहले क्या करते थे, उन्होंने जब ऑनलाइन अडॉप्ट किया तो जबरदस्त अडॉप्ट किया. There is a misconception. The people who have done pit trading, they have not adapted to the new form of trading. It's a big misconception. I think these guys have been a better adapter of online trading because they understand price, they understand the counterparty in a much better manner. So पहला दिन हम लोग एक पिट ट्रेडिंग गेम खेलने वाले हैं, जहां ये पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ ट्रेडिंग साइकोलॉजी एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग द काउंटर पार्टी ये एकदम क्लियर हो जाएगा. फिर उसके बाद आने वाले 2-3 दिन तक जबरदस्त लर्निंग होगी. Every single expert will have ample time. We have allocated enough time to everyone to talk what they want to say. Trading strategies discuss hogi. Jitendder is going to discuss market profile. Ashu ji has lovely option trading strategy. PR obviously is a champion in large position building in option selling. And how do you manage risk when things go wrong? I think that is something which has been a very differentiating thing with PR, that there has been time when he has gone wrong, but he has emerged as a winner in wrong trades as well. So we're going to learn from him the art of managing risk when the trade is not going wrong, not going right. And Kaushik is a champion in Renko, so he's going to teach us A, B, C, D of Renko. And I'm obviously there to teach you about relative strength and why multi-asset trading can be a boom for you if you are looking at building serious career. So apart from all five of us, there will be more people. तो मजा बहुत आने वाला है, लर्निंग बहुत होने वाली है, लेजर भी आने वाला है. So make sure that you do visit Bangkok together. We're going to have great time together. So gentlemen, before I end this, let me thank all of you for accepting
Vivek ji,
my invitation, and I'm
can
really looking forward.
Vivek ji, can I also add to this, if permit?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
So Steve Jobs says that learning is a continuous process, and there's always one more thing to learn. And I'm pretty excited to be in Bangkok in your event, because one, I know that Vivek Bajaj ji and Face to Face stands for bringing the genuine content. The kind of sharing you have done in terms of helping the retail with the kind of content and the kind of speakers you have brought is amazing. So I know Bangkok would be a smash event. And we have the kind of glimpse of discussion level which you gave when Ashuji, I, PR and Kaushik, when we were all discussing about psychology, and everybody had a different view, and then all of us converged together to say that discipline is the most important. 3-4 days of such lively discussion and would be very, very exciting. I'm sure it would be a very important part of the journey. So sometimes it takes us years to try to learn something, and sometimes in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or in a couple of days somebody comes and says something or teaches us something, or event leads us to such a change in our thinking and the way we approach life, that it gives us the rewards for which we have been working for so long. So I am absolutely looking forward to Bangkok, being there, to learning from such an esteemed panel. Vijay is going to be there, Vijay Thakre, Shivaj is also going to be there, the other people who are going to be there, and I would love to be there, interact and learn with all those people. Just to give another taste of small things. Sorry if I'm taking a little more time. I want people to come there and learn and interact with Ashu, PR, Kaushik, me. There's Vijay, Shiva, and everybody brings such a beautiful dimension of learning to the fore. So just to give you a brief glimpse of how trading changes life, there's this gentleman called Bill Banter. So there's an article which says the man who gamed the horsing system in Hong Kong. Guys, do read it and come, and then Ashuji, us, and all of us will discuss about different psychological impacts about a guy who made 1 billion gaming the horsing system, and he did it through algos. And the interesting part of it, out of all those 20 variables which he put for calculating the edge of an horse racer, there was this one software guy in his team whose only idea was to track whether the horse was lucky or not lucky. So that human element also was brought into that algo. So he gave a luck index also as a part of that algo. So that's how fascinating trading is. And thanks Vivek ji for organizing this event. Yeah, we'd love to be there and learn from it.
Certainly, Jitendra, very well articulated. And truly, one more thing. Like you, I can start relating to you, because like you, I also like talking about market endlessly we can talk about the markets, and there are, as I said, that I have 10-15 disciplines which I follow, but there can 150 disciplines which can I talk about. And also the best thing, or probably the surprise element in this panel, was that when I was looking at the panel, I said half of the people I have not met and I don't know. I think that is the beauty. These are not the, I mean, those predictable names this time what Vivek has the combination, the way he has combined. So that's also something, Vivek. It will be very exciting, because it will be an opportunity to meet a lot of new people, which will be good fun and learning also.
It will be indeed. And let me tell you that the panel name is visible, but there are many people who are coming as audience who are themselves expert because
I'm
they
sure.
wanted to come and become a part of this. And for people who are attending, this is not just going to be learning from all of you. आप देखोगे आपके बगल में कोई बैठा होगा जो करोड़ों रुपया मार्केट में से ट्रेडिंग करता है, जिसको मैंने फेस टू फेस किया है. He will also be there as a learner, and you will learn from that person being one of the participants. So
Absolutely.
बहुत मजा आने वाला है. And I tell you the reason why we selected Bangkok. First of all, we did the first one in Goa, so it was quite a good experience, learning experience from us. बट वी रियलाइज दैट इंडिया में गोवा में जाने से कुछ लोग जो हैं उनका थोड़ा कैजुअलनेस आ जाता है. तो इस बार हमने बोला कि बॉस बैग पैक करो, चुपचाप वहां चलो, बिकॉज वहां जाओगे तो कुछ नहीं करोगे, वहीं सीरियसली बैठ के हम लोग मंथन करेंगे, बात करेंगे, एंड वी हैव नथिंग टू डू देयर. We will just focus on learning, and obviously Bangkok has amazing sightseeing, city life, so you can actually have a leisure as well beyond the learning, which is the core objective of Bangkok. Plus मेरा एक और वेस्टर इंटरेस्ट था कि मुझे इवेंचुअली लास वेगस जाना है, इंडिया के टॉप ट्रेडर्स को वहां लेके जाना है, अमेरिका को बताना है कि बॉस तुम लोग क्या बात करते हो, यहाँ पर भी हमारे यहाँ बड़े बड़े ट्रेडर्स हैं. तो पहला दिन तो मैं वहां नहीं जा सकता, मुझे बैंकॉक जाना होगा, फिर सिंगापुर जाएंगे, फिर दुबई जाएंगे, एंड देन वी विल फाइनली go to the world and say that boss, we have amazing traders in India as well who are doing so well. So that is the whole thing, and I think I've taken enough time from all of you. Let me please thank you, all of you, for attending this session today, and I'm really looking forward to meet you again in some days. And for just before we close this, friends, because all these events are pretty much a very cost-to-cost recovery events. The idea is never to make huge money out of this. तो जो भी काम हो रहा है वो आप ही के लिए हो रहा है. So what we intend to do is we are going to raise, this is the early bird cost which we have shared in our website. The website link is right there in front of you. तो एक इंफॉर्मेशन आपको देनी है कि 7th अगस्त तक ये अर्ली बर्ड प्राइसेस है. वी आर गोइंग टू रेज द प्राइसेस फ्रॉम 8th of August. तो अगर आपको कुछ भी करना है, माइंड बनाना है, करना है, और एनीवेज यू आर गोइंग टू प्री प्लान थिंग्स, राइट, बिकॉज वी आर गोइंग टू फॉरेन डेस्टिनेशन. तो जो भी करना है वो 7 अगस्त तक कर लीजिए, बिकॉज वी आर गोइंग टू इंक्रीज द प्राइस, बिकॉज देयर इज लॉट ऑफ डिमांड, देयर इज नॉट इनफ रूम्स अवेलेबल. तो जो भी करना है वो 7 अगस्त तक क्लोज कर लीजिए, बिकॉज 8 अगस्त के पास में जो भी हमको बुकिंग करनी होगी, फिर वी विल हैव टू पे एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट to the hotel as well, which is very expensive. It's not cheap anymore. जो भी करना है 7 अगस्त तक कर लीजिए, and let's all be there and enjoy this whole entertainment oriented learning and lot of patronage from all of the experts. Thank you everyone for attending. Thank you guests.
Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Vivek ji. Thank you.
चलिए दोस्तों, थैंक यू सो मच अपना समय देने के लिए. और जैसा कि मैं बार बार कहता हूं कि अपने आप को तैयार करना वो आप ही की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. इट्स आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. नो वन विल डू इट फॉर यू. वी ऑल आर कैटलिस्ट टू दैट जर्नी विच यू हैव स्टार्टेड. ट्रेडिंग इज अ ब्यूटिफुल जर्नी. आई एम द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ ट्रेडिंग. We have traders here. We know traders there. Trading is a occupation which can make money for you, but obviously you need to do the right thing at the right time. तो ये सारे इनिशिएटिव्स है हमारी तरफ से. मोस्ट ऑफ दीज इनिशिएटिव्स आर एक्सट्रीमली यूजफुल. वी जस्ट डोंट डू थिंग्स फॉर द सेक ऑफ डूइंग. तो अगर हो सके तो ज्वाइन कीजिए. वी कैन स्पेंड लॉट ऑफ टाइम टुगेदर एंड वी विल बी एबल टू बिल्ड अ लॉन्ग टर्म सस्टेनेबल रिलेशनशिप विद ईच अदर. बिकॉज एक बार हम जब कहीं पर भी मिलते हैं, साथ में बैठते हैं, तो एक अलग रिलेशनशिप बन जाती है. So I hope you join us. Make sure you do subscribe to this event by 7th of August. तो ये डेट है, ये वेबसाइट का लिंक है, जाइए और इसका फायदा उठाइए. Thank you so much. Bye bye.